Hey there everybody, this is the one, the only, the Azeroth, and I'm here to tell you about the new patch that just came out for Azeroth Wars. It's 1.88G, and I'm literally just filming this randomly. I promise you that there will come a point when I can actually talk into a webcam, but for now it's going to have to be relatively crappy on my phone. But let's go ahead and talk about it. General changes that we added a few extra Murlocs in the wetlands, added a few extra Dark Trolls in the Swamp of Sorrows, added a few extra Trolls in the western Stranglethorn and Zul'Gurub, removed some misplaced pathing blockers near wetlands, gave some special main buildings 300 mana pool and 1 mana regen. Well, that's kind of interesting. Gave some special main buildings their factions, Castle, Fortress, Tree of Life, Eternity special ability to summon garrisons on Stormwind, for example. Removed the anti-camping aura from the Dark Portal Nexus and added 7 damage per second unit immolation. This means that you're not getting your 100% bonus damage and 10 armor. You're getting 7 damage per second on your units when you attack. Now, this means Teal can't camp, but it means he can camp. It means Teals have a super campy ability now, in that they can just tower up and you don't have that boost, you don't have that bonus to try to save yourself from the horror of what's happening. It's going to be interesting to see how Teals handle this. We could see much more campy Teals, but I don't know. If they adjust the Northern Alliance fight, we might see fairer results. The other options we have here are rescale Divine Shield on all heroes. This is an interesting change in that the duration's been changed from 10, 15, 25, 20, 25, and then 30 seconds for each respective level to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. This means that across the board you're getting 5 less seconds per level to survive. And 5 seconds in these games is huge. It's insane. It's the difference between getting a Stormbolt to the face and living in time to get out from the battle. Mana cost has also been changed from 25, 35, 40, 45, 55 to 120, starting 180, 60, and 40. So we see here much more of a Blink-style strategy in the way this thing scales, and that it starts out sort of unfair, and it gets better and more useful as you put more points into it, but it's not brokenly unfair in the beginning of the game, which is good. See what else we have here. We have Frigates, now has normal attack instead of piercing. This is good against Yellow's Griffins. It sucks against pretty much everything else. Retrained Arathi Highlands, but it does also mean that they can do slightly better damage against fortified armor, big terrain units. Retrained Arathi Highlands, go please check that out. I'm sure I'll see it in the new games that you guys send me. Let's make sure I'm still on screen. Oh god, it's crappy. Renamed Durnhold control point to Arathi Highlands and moved it. Don't worry, it will be moved to the correct location, they said. For red, remove the slow poison on Crypt Fiends. This is a great news for you North Alliance players because it means that Divine Shield nerf's not going to hurt quite as much since you won't be slowed and totally fucked. Blue, Diamonds of Summoning no longer work on heroes. That means that all of you who've been dealing with the crappy Archimon and killed Jaden, wow, just summon them out and you can't kill them ever because they have a Dreadlord hidden somewhere on the map invisible with a Diamond of Summoning. It's done. We're done with that. It's not happening anymore. Rescaled Tichondrius' Mind Confusion duration from 1, 2, 4, 6, 8 to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Basically across the board it's better until the final point. So I would say when you hit 5, just go ahead and leave it there. Teal, make Zul'Ahead spawn in front of Hellfire Citadel now. Increased gold cost of Forest Troll Berserkers from 16 to 17. Not a huge deal there. Added, let's see if I can, sorry. Let's see. Added a Teal Orcs Barrack at the Dark Portal Control Nexus. This is good, so you can defend it at the very least. Increased health points on power generators from 500 to 975. This is a big change that I'm excited to see, because it means that the generators, these are the things that make your Fel Cannons, you know, in the back of your base. They're the ones that, when those get broken, your Fel Cannons stop working. So it's good to see that they have more health, and increase the armor on power generators from 0 to 4. This means much less aiming. Essentially what this is doing is that if Yellow and Dark Green manage to win outside, Outland remains safe. All of these changes are dedicated to making sure that Teals don't need a second chance and that they're just way harder to kill on Outlands. And it might come to the point where Yellow and Dark Greens might have to start just towering up the portal and saying, fucking keep it! Just don't bother us. And made the upper power generator accessible to melee units and repairing. This means that while it can be repaired, again, watch out because melee units can get in there now without having to kill off a farm first. Corrected Magtheridon's explosion description. Rescaled Magtheridon's Meteor Shower. It's weaker at level 1. Rescaled Endurance Aura for Ren Blackhand. Rescaled Kargath Blade Fist's Howl regeneration. They didn't say if it's better or stronger. I'm guessing it's probably a little bit lower, as it's a very strong ability. Replace the 2 watchtowers at Kill Sorrow Fortress with 2 improved watchtowers. That's Pretty awesome. It means you can lure the ogres to that base for early creeping, and it'll be much more effective. You don't have to waste too many units. Gave Kargath Bladefist a new... Oh, buffed Urok Doomhowl's ultimate from 200/300. So I think his ultimate used to give him 200. Now it gives him 300 at level 1. It gave him 300 at level 2. It's now it gives 600. And then... Okay, that's weird. No, it's saying 200/300, and now it's 300/600/900 health point bonus. I've never actually gotten to use Urok Doomhowl, so I'm not familiar with why there isn't a third option on the first set of numbers. Gave Kargath Bladefist a new ultimate, Increased Strength, which gives 24/48/72 bonus strength. This is the exact same amount of health points as the old ultimate. It'll give you 600, 1200, 1800 extra health points as you get those ultimates respectively. But what it means is that he also is going to hit like a bugging truck. It's going to be rough. Mac Theridon might not be the scariest hero on that team anymore. Purples, they changed Garithos from an agility-based hero to a strength-based hero. Rescaled Bash on all heroes, actually. This is going to work for Murden as well. Or, I can't remember what hero I want to say. Rescaled Bash for Oathmar Garithos from being 25, 30, 34, 38, 44% chance to deal 25 bonus damage. And now instead, it is 15, 20, 25, 30, 35% chance to deal a 30, 50, 70, 90, and 110 bonus damage. It's awesome across the board. Your percent chance to deal damage is a little bit lower, but you're doing way more. Rescaled Mograin's Ashbringer from being 25, 35, 45, 55, 65. By the way, these every time I lift those numbers off, those are the 5 levels of increased scaling that you get as you put skill points into those. 2, 20, 35, 50, 65, 80, slightly increased AoE splash. Mana cost changed from 10 to 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 mana cost. So that's kind of cool. It means that you can really start wrecking some crazy AoE damage. Added level 3 on Prince Arthas' ultimate ability. It now deals 400, 500, and 600 damage. AoE decreased from 550 range to 400 range. Corrected the description and rescaled Prince Arthas' Holy Nova ability and gave Adelis Blackmore his well-deserved reincarnation. Awesome! It means if you lose him, he's not totally gone. Orange, they fixed the Arcane Recall bug. Pink, rescaled Thrall's Commandora, buffed Thrall's Forked Lightning from dealing 85, 160, 250, 325, and 415 damage to now 125, 200, 275, 350, and 425 damage. It's a small buff, but they've scaled it from hitting 3/3/4/4/4 units respectively on those levels, to now 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's a huge buff. It's more damage and it's more units. Buff Farseer's Monsoon ability from 20 damage per second in an AoE to 30 damage per second in an AoE, but with reduced duration. This means more upfront damage, but it's not going to last as long, so you're going to do about the same. Just more quickly. Rearrange some towers in Orgrimmar. I don't understand why. Like, why I would... It's like, I don't know, that pink, these buffs to pink and like no mention of light blue or brown is kind of bugging me. Because we already know the Horde is very strong between their elites. Well, they did fix their elites, but pink is such a great support race. Anyway, Farseers now have medium armor, that's good news. Rearranged some towers in Orgrimmars, changed icon back on Commandora, fixed the button position on the Ancestor's Blessing, and rescaled Warstomp. Good news. Gray, fixed Gray elites. He can't have 24 elites anymore. Fixed Pink's elites, fixed Teal's elites. Stonemaul Ogre Magi's now have Bloodlust, and Shadow Hunters now have medium armor. Also great news. So all across the board, it looks like some of their elites are now going to be having medium armor so you can flank them more effectively. And remember, Dark Green does have Outrider's Charge and Net ability where they can stun units, or basically they put a net on them. So Outriders are now a very viable option when fighting off Gray and Pink if you want to target their elites with flanks. Yellow. Quite a lot of different changes here. Renamed Dwarves to Cosmodon. Changed Dwarven Keep Tower projectile from Boulder to the Cannon Tower. I'm assuming that instead of having that boulder that just goes wham, it'll have the traditional arcing cannon shot. Just a cosmetic change. Slight buff to the Dwarven Keep Tower's damage. That was well needed as... You guys know the buff is good, and it's a wonderful thing for soaking up damage, but its damage is kind of crap overall. I would rather spend the money on 2 more cannon towers at this point after learning how shitty they are. Rescaled Muradin's Seismic Slam. This is the ability that caused... It's like the Crypt Fiend's Spike ability. It's the one that stuns everything in a row. It increased the cooldown from 8 seconds to 12 seconds, and mana cost from 80, 100, 120, 140, 160 to 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. This is good news as it's a very important ability for Muradin to take. And I'm okay with the increased cooldown as long as his mana efficiency is dealt with, because dwarves have a real problem with mana in the early game. Buffed Muradin's base agility from 20 to 23, and 2 points into agility per level instead, and now 2.5 points of agility per level instead of 2. Buffed Muradin's base armor from 1 to 2. At level 3, he now will start at 6 armor. Rescaled Magni's Mountain King aura from 6, 11, 16, 21, and 26% increased attack speed to 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. Rescaled Magni's Lightning Streak ultimate from 450, 550, 750 to 350, 500, 750. So at the beginning it's going to be less, and at the end it's still going to be just fine. And the good news is that the casting time has been decreased from 3 seconds to 2 seconds, and they increased the AoE. So starting off, it's not going to be the killer. You know, right now you hit level 10 and you go, oh, where's an orange player or a light blue player just so I can throw this ultimate down and destroy an entire army in one hit. You're not going to have that till second level. Second level is pretty comparable to what it used to be. Removed yellow starting frigates. Whatever. And they increased the range on Magni's ultimate from 550 to 600. Dark green. They've been renamed from Azeroth to Stormwind, corrected the description on Varian's Horn of Stormwind, rescaled Varian's Conveyance aura from 15, 20, 25, 30, 35% increased movement speed to 7, 14, 21, 28, 35% movement speed. Again, at the end, you're going to be getting the same, but early game, it won't be quite as strong. So careful when you're trying to outrun Teals, as the Bloodlust might catch up to you now. Increased cooldown on Galen Trollbane's Fury of Stromgarde, which is his AoE stun, from 8 seconds to 12 seconds. As you can see, they're trying to deal with South Alliance's very strong stun abilities. Between Muradin and Galen Trollbane, they're very good at interrupting huge amounts of units. Super strong. And they nerfed the stun duration from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds to 1, 1.75, 2.5, 3.25, 4 seconds. So nerf across the board there on that ability. Light blue, they set Tyranda's intelligence gained per level to 3. That's good, as she sometimes runs out of mana. Not a really heavy mana intensive hero. I'm very confused to see that, actually. Unless you leave on your fire. Does she still have fire arrows? I think she still has fire arrows. Set Druid of Tree Growth from... set Druid of Growth tree form hotkey to R. There's a Druid of Growth. Okay. Brown can now train Druid of Claw in bear form, so you can pump them out automatically in bear form without any need. I should have this up here, but you've been like looking at me. Hey, how you doing? Looking down on you. I'm looking down. All right, there, and there's the head level. Set Illidan's ultimate to level 8 instead of level 5. That was a thing? Set limit of Eridar Warlocks to 6 when researching the tier. I think a few of these might have been out of place. Some of these might have been in, that last one probably for blue. But it's completely fine, or teal even. Thank you for joining me. This has been the one and only The Azathan. This is Azeroth Wars 1.88G update, given out on February 22nd, 2014 at about 1:40. Let's see, when did they post this? Actually, the exact 7:35 a.m. This was made. Please go say thank you to Steak on Spear at diplomunion.com. And if you watch the Azeroth Wars Genesis game, you can also find it there on diplomunion.com as well. I look forward to seeing you guys, and I'm literally look forward to seeing these changes in the replays you'll send me. Send them in, guys. I'll try to do one as soon as I can, possibly Monday. Thank you, and bye.